amigos. Hello friends and welcome to another activity with Maestra Johnson. Today we will be making another fun food item. Today on our menu is ice cream. And today we will be making ice cream in a bag. I know, crazy, huh? So for this recipe, for this activity, you will need two Ziploc bags, one that is about a quart size and one that is a gallon size. Make sure they're pretty heavy-duty, strong bags because you will not want them to break while we are making this ice cream. So I'm just gonna put those aside for now. The other ingredients and things you will need are you're gonna need a tablespoon measuring spoon. You are going to need a measuring cup. You're gonna need some sugar, some vanilla, lots of ice, some milk, and if you don't like just plain vanilla ice cream, then you could add something in it. Maybe you have some chocolate syrup. Maybe you have sprinkles you want to add in. Or maybe you're like me and you really like cookies and cream ice cream, and so you're gonna smash up some Oreos. I've already smashed up some Oreos that I can put into my ice cream to make it a cookies and cream flavor. So have some fun experimenting with flavors. But the base recipe is a vanilla ice cream recipe. So to start out, we are going to take our smaller bag. Oh, I forgot. On top of all those ingredients, we are going to need salt. All right? You will see why we need some salt later. Don't worry, it's not going in your ice cream. You're not gonna have salty ice cream, it's okay. So I'm gonna take my bag and I'm gonna carefully hold my bag with one hand as I do this so I can put my ingredients in the bag. So first, I'm gonna measure out a few of my ingredients because I only have two hands and I don't wanna make a mess while I'm making this. Maybe you could make this with a sibling so that you have a few more hands to help you out. So I'm gonna need 1 cup of milk. 1 cup of milk. I am also going to need just a few drops of my vanilla, so I'm gonna have it open and ready. And then I am going to need 3 tablespoons of sugar. So 3 of these of sugar, so I'm gonna get that ready. So once I open my bag, I am ready to go. All right, friends, you ready for this? We are going to add our milk carefully into the bag, trying not to spill. It's a lot harder than it looks. Okay, my milk is in. Now I'm gonna take some of my vanilla and I'm just gonna add a few drops. You do not need very much. If you have pure vanilla extract, which is what I have, if you have an imitation vanilla, you might want a little bit more, but this is a very strong vanilla. So I am just gonna put a few drops in like that. I'm gonna swish it around a little bit. Then I'm gonna come in with my sugar. 1. How many did I say? You're right, 3. 2. And, oh, that's not enough. Gotta make sure it's full. 3. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside. And because I like cookies and cream ice cream, I'm gonna take some of my crushed up Oreo and I'm gonna add it to my bag very carefully so I don't spill everywhere. This would also be a fun activity and recipe to do outside if the weather is nice, because in case it does spill or in case you make a mess, it's easy to clean up. I do not have a great space outside to make this in, so I am doing it in my kitchen and hoping I don't make a huge mess. So I just smashed up 2 Oreos and I am using mostly the cookie and not as much of the cream. There's some clumps of the cream on my cutting board that I am leaving there just because they are clumps. So I am gonna carefully zip this, and mine has the double zip, so it's got 1 and it's got 2, and you want to make sure they're nice and zipped. So I'm going to go over that a few times to make sure it's nice and zipped. And then I'm going to set that aside. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Next, I am going to put some of my ice in my large bag. So my ice in my large bag. Sorry, it's hard to hear with the ice making all the noise. And then I'm gonna go at it with some of my salt. All right, so I am gonna put enough salt in my hand. So I have a palm, I don't know if you can see, a palm full of salt that I am gonna add over the ice. Now, the reason we are putting ice with our salt is because the salt with the ice is because the salt helps the ice melt faster. Actually, that's why we put salt out on our sidewalks in the winter, so that the ice melts and we don't slip and fall and hurt ourselves. But the reason we do this as ice cream is because when the ice melts faster, it releases the coldness more quickly, the cold, to our milk ice cream mixture, which will cause it to freeze. So that is why we are putting the salt in there, because it will help our mixture freeze faster. I'm just gonna get rid of some of the air in my mixture so that it fits nice and tight in my bag. So I have my ice cream, and I am going to put that in my bag now with my ice. And then I'm gonna add the rest of my ice. All right. And I'm gonna get just a little bit more ice to put in there. All right. So I'm gonna put this ice in the bag as well and make sure it still closes. Yes, it will still close. And I'm gonna do another palmful of salt. Just sprinkling that around in the bag. A little bit more. If you have rock salt or sea salt, any salt works. And same with the ice cream mixture, any type of milk works. I've made it before with almond milk. I've made it before with whole milk. I have 2% milk. I've made it before with coconut milk. It's really good with coconut milk. I do have some of that in the house. Maybe I'll try it later. So use whatever milk you have on hand. And once you have this bag full of ice and sealed with salt, it's about time you need a friend's help. So I'm gonna get Miss Allie over here to help me, because this is gonna be really cold on your hands. And the next part of this activity requires you to be kind of gentle, but also have a little bit of fun. So we are gonna mix this up and move it around so that our ice cream freezes. So I am gonna take a turn doing this, and then my hands are gonna get really cold. And Doug wants to help as well. Doug, can you say hi? Here, Doug. And then I'm gonna pass it off to Miss Allie. You gotta come closer, they can't see you. Miss Allie.
How do we mix it?
You just gotta shake it and move it. And then I'll take a turn.
How long are we doing this for?
So you're gonna shake this and move it around for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. You're just gonna have to watch your milk mixture. When it starts to not be as runny and more frozen, then your ice cream's ready. I'll check back in with you once our ice cream is ready. All right, friends, so I have been mixing this for roughly 7 minutes, and mine is pretty well frozen. And so I am gonna mix it just a little more. This is a fun time to practice your dance moves while you're mixing your ice cream. My hands are really, really cold, so make sure that maybe even you could use some oven mitts while you mix it around to protect your hands, or go get your winter mittens or gloves so that your hands don't get super cold, because I didn't realize how cold my hands were gonna get. I have done this before, but I kind of forgot how cold my hands get. So do it with a friend, do it with some mittens on, and when you're done, enjoy your delicious treat. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So I am gonna open my bag carefully, not to spill any of the ice out, and I don't wanna get the salt on my ice cream. So I'm gonna carefully, ooh, it's not super frozen, which is good. I don't want it to be a hard block. I want it to be nice and creamy, like the ice cream we know and love. So I am gonna move some of the ice cream out of the corner of the bag, okay? Now, if you wanna just open it up and scoop it out, that is totally fine. But I am going to do this because I'm going to share it with my sister. I'm going to zip that up and set that aside. If you want to make another batch of ice cream in the same bag, you are more than welcome to do that. That ice is still nice and cold and will freeze another bag of ice cream. So if you and your siblings want to do this and you want to make different kinds of ice cream, that is totally fine. So I am going to reach in here and I am going to grab 2 bowls for our ice cream. And then I'm going to reach behind me and I'm going to grab a kitchen scissors. You may use a regular scissors as well if you want to do it this way. But I am just going to take the corner of my bag and I'm going to cut a little triangle off of it. And then I am going to just put some of my homemade ice cream. It looks kind of goofy just because I have cookies and cream in it. So mine is more of a brown gray color. And I have a little bit left in here, so I'm just going to try to get that out. Again, if you want to scoop it out, you may. It's a little runny, but that's okay. It's still delicious. Maybe I could have gone a little longer on my mixing time. Set my bag aside. In a minute, I will throw that away. And I'm just going to take some cookies and cream, or some Oreo, and sprinkle it on top just to make it look nice and pretty. If you're giving this to your parents as a treat or a sibling, it makes it just a little extra special. So now all I need is my sister. So I'm going to ask her to come over here, and we need some spoons, of course. So get us some spoons. And it's time to enjoy our sweet treat. It is a little runny, but that's okay. Should we try it? Let's try it and see what we think.
Ooh,
Oh, that's good.
that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like the Oreo chunks.
Yep, Oreo chunks are a good addition. Well, there you have it, friends. This is how you make ice cream in a bag. I hope you enjoy it and enjoy a sweet treat. Adios, amigos!